It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress.
The moment you disagree with them or you challenge them with that narrative that they're trying to run with, they're gonna come for you.
I got a part in a movie in 1986. I called it The They Couldn't Kill.
Katt Williams, the comedy sensation, has been known for delving into the alleged hidden depths of Hollywood, unraveling a web of intrigue surrounding the treatment of black men in the entertainment industry. But now, it seems the comedian's bravery and in-your-face attitude has inspired many other prominent stars to break their silence on this deeply troubling conspiracy. Let's unmask the sinister agenda the industry has tried to silence together.
I watched all of my friends throughout my entire life be able to dunk a basketball, but not me. So everybody can't do everything.
Katt Williams. Micah Katt Williams, the American stand-up comedian and actor, has always stood out from his peers in his blunt and radical beliefs regarding the mechanics of the entertainment industry. His breakout role as Money Mike in Friday After Next skyrocketed his career to phenomenal heights.
Damn, they done got him.
In a recent interview with Jamal Finkley on his YouTube channel Black Tree, Katt finally spilled the beans on this alleged dress-wearing scheme you all might be familiar with. You see, Katt revealed his thoughts on the hot controversy of Kevin Hart wearing the dress in his SNL skit, highlighting that Kevin was not alone in his supposed trap, since Eddie Murphy and Jamie Foxx were right beside him to keep him company.
Let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress.
Katt pointed out the irony that the majority of the audience found it quite hilarious to see a black man wearing a dress. According to him, such a reaction would definitely not have been reciprocated by their fair-skinned counterparts.
And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress.
But even though Kevin has established his stardom, Katt still cryptically alluded that Kevin Hart must have had his reasons for doing so, and that he respects his choice.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him.
Williams carefully indicated that he has observed many artists facing the same hurdle again and again in their careers. So considering Williams' observation, it can be suspected that someone above has been discreetly targeting the black icons to dampen their image in the public eye.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Adding to the revelations, Williams exposed the existence of a secret society named the Illuminati, which faces strong opposition from within the black community. It appears The Guardian has also indirectly backed his claim about the taboo society by revealing the society's name and its major members. It is the most elite club in the world. This is the Good Club, the name given to the tiny global elite of billionaire philanthropists. The name of some of the members are familiar figures: Bill Gates, George Soros, Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, David Rockefeller, and Ted Turner. But there are others too, like business giants Eli and Edith Broad, who are equally wealthy but less well known. Although Williams revealed the key aspects of the agenda that allegedly originated from the elites, he does warn other black artists to be careful of the club's clutches.
It's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times.
We know it sounds a bit exaggerated, but the pimp insists his intended audience should take his advice because he knows best, as he has allegedly been on the receiving end of the said sting for years.
I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
According to Katt, he wasn't the only one facing adversities, so he had to let it go for the sake of his own good.
So I know how much they talked about Martin Luther King, and I know what they end up doing to him. I know this same story about Jesus and a few of my uncles.
After suffering for a long time, Williams said he came to the stark realization that his outspoken temperament, coupled with his brutal truth-telling and airing out grievances, has subjected him to intense backlash. even though he didn't anticipate the level of hostility directed towards him. It has definitely broadened his horizon. Now, he has finally understood that his irresponsible actions are manipulated and used against him, and the elusive Illuminati reaps all the benefits from this situation.
So that doesn't mean I always make the right decisions, but I am gonna stand by what I stand for.
Let's not forget how Daredevil Katt actually revealed that he was aware of the real story of Bernie Mac, as well as the way he certainly did not shy away from selling out the industry's supposedly closest kept secret on this.
I know the real Bernie Mac stories, and I know that the people that made money off Bernie Mac didn't like him. They hated his guts.
You might be surprised by Katt's revelation about his former idol, but the next one is even more destructive. Katt explained that the entire world was fooled by the Oscar shocker slap, which was allegedly staged. For many people, Katt's opinion holds credibility thanks to his experience in the production business.
The industry is canceling one black guy. I know what happens when they are going to elevate another. And I know what happens when they don't care about either of them.
Now, many of you might have believed that Will actually had a breakdown in front of the camera, but evidently Will has been an industry giant for years, and for him to make such a mistake is very suspicious.
There are 300 corporations that are a part of the Will Smith business operation. That is the $20 million a movie mega thing that Will Smith represents.
According to a passionate fan, you really have to pay attention to what Katt is saying so that you can break yourself free of the brainwashing. You really have to listen to this several times to break yourself free of the brainwashing and personal feelings you may have towards those involved. Katt is just explaining to us how Hollywood business works. I believe what he is saying because it continues to happen. Dave Chappelle.
If my fans think differently, they're biased. They should think differently. But now, Dave Chappelle has always been funnier than me.
Dave Chappelle, the genius of stand-up comedy, is known for his famous show, Chappelle's Show. Aside from Katt, Dave has also been extremely vocal about the obstacles he has faced when he allegedly refused to be controlled. According to him, being true to yourself is the most difficult thing for him and his comrades.
Black folks, we wear that mask. You walk in that boardroom, it's not you don't walk in the boardroom like, what's poppin', baby? You know, you gotta put that mask on, and it's like we're bilingual.
Dave recalled that the first time he had to face the cross-dressing trap, he realized that the higher-ups were breathing down his neck.
When we was doing that sketch and that guy laughed, I felt like, man, I felt like they got me.
You see, Dave has consistently stood out as the cleverest individual who fearlessly challenged Hollyweird, skillfully exposing their hidden agendas with a defensive prowess that allowed him to see through the games they tried to conceal under the table.
I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know.
Actually, many of you might not have realized that although Katt might have spoken his truth, he has always been a bit hesitant to do so on mainstream platforms. So Chappelle's attempt to expose the industry in front of the alleged elite, Oprah Winfrey, is nothing short of mind-blowing.
When I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow.
Amid mounting tension and the imminent possibility of Oprah's interruption, Dave deftly altered his approach, opting to speak directly to the audience. By doing so, he skillfully retained control over the narrative, avoiding any potential interference while bravely conveying his thoughts and insights.
I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here.
After receiving the dress shock, he was approached by the show's writer to explain the hilarious scene he had come up with. But Dave claims he was not someone they could make a fool out of, so they tried pressurizing him after his adamant refusal.
What? The prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in a discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit.
According to Dave, they even tried to suppress his opinion and tried to intimidate him by stating that everything cost a hefty dime. But it raises a question as to why the production was trying to push on a scene that was not a part of the original script.
We got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. The pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress.
Furthermore, Dave said that when they realized he was resolute and unwilling to budge, they swiftly devised another scene. A mere 10 minutes later, considering the circumstantial evidence, it is not challenging to discern the motivations driving their actions.
Fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast?
During the comedian's performance at the Hollywood Bowl, a startling incident unfolded as a 23-year-old man, wielding a replica handgun with a folding knife blade in the barrel, rushed on stage and tackled Dave Chappelle. The unexpected intrusion shocked both the audience and the performer, raising concerns about security measures and the safety of live events. Katt revealed that it was a setup by the alleged elites.
It would be hard for a homeless guy to get into the Hollywood Bowl, let alone a homeless guy be able to rush the stage and actually.
Terrence Howard.
Some people spend most their lives looking for someone to lean on.
The rumblings about Hollywood's control over black artists have been growing louder, and it seems it's not without substance. Numerous artists have stepped up to share their experiences, shedding light on the industry's influence. Joining this chorus of voices is Terrence Howard, who is now adding his perspective to the conversation. Terrence is a seasoned figure, and he has revealed that powerful elites and Hollywood bosses exercise unimaginable influence over black artists. According to him, this dark agenda involves coercing artists to wear dresses and portray women, perpetuating harmful stereotypes about black women in the process.
The moral story behind it, it's something pretty big. It's something that I think as human beings we really need to examine right now, especially within the black and urban community.
You might have noticed that in Hollywood, a recurring pattern has emerged with the kind of black stories showcased on screen. Howard humorously quipped during an interview with Revolt that he wanted to witness more white stories. He yearned to witness the portrayal of the true essence of men being men, and individuals being treated simply as human beings. He explained his narrative on the case in point by saying, "The man has been demonized. The strength and character and faults that come with a man are necessary for balance. With the new formula, most men are allowed to be effeminate and not have their power or sense of strength. They allow white men to be able to be strong, but when it's black men, it's seen as a threat." Even though it appears Terrence might be right regarding his point of view, Willie D believes that saying your piece and retiring is not going to end this cycle. D explained that the retention of this mindset in the industry is vital to take down the alleged elites.
What if everybody just stood their ground? They'd have to go somewhere else with that mess, fam.
Some of you might not remember, but Willie D is actually a rapper who has left the industry because of undisclosed reasons. Anyway, Willie assented to Howard's understanding of the cross-dressing agenda.
It's necessary for balance. If you want a woman to play the role, get a woman to play the role. You want a dude acting like a woman, why don't you just get a woman?
Additionally, Willie also revealed that this has been going on for years, and we were the only ones left out of the loop.
When it comes to black folks. That's the game, fam. And they've always made that part of the game.
Aside from that, it appears this wasn't the only time Terrence showed his values by standing up to the higher-ups. He claims that while filming a movie, he was asked to slap his female companion for a scene by the producers, but his firm response shook them to their spirits.
John Singleton wanted me to slap the girl playing Lexus when she called me a BIT. And I was like, no, that's not in the script. He wanted me to slap her and throw her down the stairs. And I was like, you will never redeem the character from that.
Consequently, fans have been applauding Terrence's decision to speak out and walk off from this mess. He just exposed what is going on in Hollywood that he doesn't like and is willing to walk away. Much respect. Denzel Washington. Denzel Hayes Washington Jr., an American actor, producer, and director who boasts of a career spanning over 4 decades. Throughout his journey, he has been offered numerous racist roles, which he staunchly refused, fearlessly calling out directors on their racist portrayals. In a recently unearthed 2012 Times Talk interview, Denzel Washington revealed that he made a bold decision to turn down a film role, despite being offered a substantial salary. He credits Hollywood icon Sidney Poitier for advising him against taking the part, warning that it could alter his brand as an actor. Washington shared with the interview that the role and its synopsis were laced with elements that would perpetuate racism under the guise of comedy.
I got a part in a movie in 1986. I called it the nigga they couldn't kill. Oh. Yeah, he was supposed to be
Now, if you listen closely to the attributes of the character Denzel was requested, you'd also realize the blatant hypocrisy.
He raped the white woman, and they tried to electrocute him, but it didn't work. And he became sort of a cult hero.
Most of you might be unaware that Denzel actually did odd jobs to earn a living before starting his career, but he revealed that the roles offered to him were so insulting that he thought those jobs were better.
I like being the garbage man better. But they weren't bad jobs. It's like people say, oh, the difficulty of making a movie. I'm like,
He openly expressed his point to the directors like Mel Gibson, sitting across from him.
making a movie is a luxury. It's a gift. It's an opportunity, and most importantly, it's a gift. Obviously, everybody here is talented enough to do that, but don't get it twisted.
According to a fan, Denzel has been very morally strong, and that is why he has such a strong fan base. I've always loved that man as an actor, and as an all-around decent human being who's not afraid to say what he means, and never abandoned his morals for fame. And not to mention all of the absolute good he does for people less fortunate than him, and for the world in general. He will always have my utmost respect. Katt Williams exposed Hollywood's agenda to downgrade black men, revealing the hidden influence of powerful elites perpetuating harmful stereotypes. Terrence Howard's insights and Denzel Washington's refusal to accept racist roles further highlighted the need for authentic representation and integrity in the industry. Their revelations fuel a push for empowering narratives that can protect black talent from such atrocities.